third graders, welcome back to math again. This is day number 14. So we're going to do a little bit of reviewing. We started talking about lines and line segments and angles, and we'll talk about those soon. But first I want us to look at what we learned about yesterday. We talked about polygons. We said that polygons are closed, flat, and have straight sides. We discussed yesterday how some of these are polygons and some are not. So let's look here. We said this is a polygon because it is closed, it is flat, and it has straight sides. Do you remember what this polygon's called? It's a pentagon. This isn't closed, so it is not a polygon. This has a curved side. It's not a polygon. This, yes, it is. It has closed sides, straight sides, and it's flat. This, no sides, so it can't be. This one has no straight lines, can't be. This is a 3D shape. 3D shapes are not polygons, they have to be flat. This is a polygon. It has straight sides, it's closed, and it's flat. This star is a polygon, straight sides, they're all closed, and it's a flat figure. This is a sphere. This is like a ball. It is not, it's a 3D shape. Okay, so those are polygons. We talked about some special names for some polygons. We said a three-sided shape is called a triangle. Please don't think that this is the only kind of a triangle you can have. Okay, go there. There we go. Because you can also have triangles that look like this, can't you? You can also have really strange looking ones. Those are still triangles. If it's a three-sided polygon, it's a triangle. A square, a four-sided polygon that every side is equal. A rectangle, a four-sided polygon where the opposites are equal. A rhombus, remember our bus that's moving forward, it has four sides and the two sides are kind of slanted. That's a rhombus. A pentagon has 5 sides. A hexagon has 6 sides. An 8-sided figure is called an octagon. And a trapezoid is a 4-sided polygon that has the 2 sides going out. Those are trapezoids. We talked about a quadrilateral. What makes a polygon a quadrilateral? If the polygon has how many sides? 4. Yeah, that's it. If it has 4 sides, it's a quadrilateral. Square, rectangle, rhombus, trapezoid. 4 sides. 4 sides, so they are quadrilaterals. There's one more thing, A square is also a parallelogram because opposites are equal and parallel. Opposites are equal and parallel. Equal and parallel. Equal and parallel. Equal, parallel, equal, parallel. But not the trapezoid. They are not equal. They're parallel this way, but they're not equal. This side, they're equal, but they're not parallel. So those are not, that is not a parallelogram. We talked yesterday about these shapes. We talked about what a vertex is. Please remember that the vertex is the corner. It's the point. When you have any polygon where the lines touch, that is the vertex. Okay? One of them is called a vertex. Those are the vertices when you have more than one. The angles, that's the inside of it. The inside of it is the angle. Remember, acute, obtuse, or right angle. Let's review that really quickly. Let's look here at this dot paper. Don't draw on yours yet. You will need your dot paper. But if we have a shape like this, we call this a right angle because it has a square in the corner. You don't have to actually put the square there, but you could. That's how we tell that it is called a right angle. If it is shorter or smaller than that, we call that an acute angle. It doesn't quite meet up to those standards, does it? But if it is wider than that, we say it is obtuse. It is an obtuse angle. Let's review now the types of lines. First of all, a regular line can go forever in either direction. We say this is a line. What happens if I have endpoints? What do I call this? This is called a line segment. Look at that word segment. S-E-G-M-E-N-T, segment. It's a part of it. This is just a regular line like a number line. It goes on forever. But the line segment is part of a line. It's just a part of it. It's a segment of it. If I have an endpoint and a line, what do we call that? That is a ray. Rays can also come from the same endpoint and go in another direction. Excuse me, allergies. It goes in another direction, and those are rays. What we get on the inside of this is an angle. If this angle is less than the right angle, we say it is acute. That's how we make our angles. They're by putting rays together. Okay? All right, good. Now you need out a pencil, and you need your dot paper. You also should have out your recording sheet, your record sheet from yesterday that we had. So you'll have out your dot paper, your recording sheet that looks like that. So your sheet filled in, and your dot paper. Now, I need you to also open your hardcover book. You need to open it up to page 309. We're going to do a couple activities from here. All right, are you on page 309? Okay, so we're going to really quickly go back to 308 at the bottom. It's in the same page open. But look down there, it says, draw each figure listed on dot paper. Are you ready for the challenge? I want you to take your pencil. My dots are larger on the here, and there's not as many dots. There aren't as many. So mine are going to look bigger than what yours should be. You have two sides of dot paper, so you should be able to do that. All right, so I want us, first of all, to draw a triangle. Use your dots as endpoints. I am going to choose to make my triangle like that. You could, of course, make whatever kind of triangle you want. Straight sides. Now, I know it's hard when you're drawing, make perfectly straight lines. I get that. Next, I want you to draw a square. Remember, squares have even sides, so make sure you put the same number on each side. Next, a rectangle. Ooh, rectangles could be all sorts of different dimensions, can't they? We just have to remember that the opposite sides are parallel and equal on each side. The next shape I'd like you to draw is a rhombus. I'm going to draw my, whoops, that's not it. I'm going to draw my rhombus this way. I'm going to go over 2, up this way, and over here. I'm going to draw mine like that. If I drew it like this, do you think that would still be a rhombus? It would be. It would be. It's just flipped. If I drew it like this, what do you think? It's just flipped around. Any of those can still be considered rhombuses. All right, our next shape we're going to draw is a pentagon. How many sides does a pentagon have? 5. So this can get a little tricky on this dot paper, can't it? So we're not going to be able to stick exactly with the dots. We can't make them exactly even. Any five-sided shape, any five-sided, they don't have to be equal. A lot of times they are, but they don't have to be. That's 5 sides. Next, we'll do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a hexagon, any 6-sided figure. The next one I want you to draw is an 8-sided one. Of course, if this is going too fast for you, you can just pause the video, come back to it. Now, these can't stick with their dots very well because of the way the dot paper is. If you can make it work, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do your best to make sure that it has 8 straight sides in there. Sometimes it's tough. Then our trapezoid. I like making trapezoids so that there's a short line on top, and then it slides out like that. If you were to do it the other direction, that is also a trapezoid. Not very even, but it is a trapezoid. All right, so once you have those all done, I want you to turn your paper over to the back side where the dot paper is on the other side. Then we're going to look at the page at the top of 309. If you need more time with that, pause the video, and then you can finish that up, and then you can come back. All right, let's look at the top of 309. Step 4 says, draw a 3-sided figure that is not a polygon. A 3-sided figure that is not a polygon. Well, let's think about this. A polygon is a closed, flat figure with straight sides. So if it has 3 sides, can you think of anything that would work? I can only think of one thing. Maybe you can think of more. It's not a polygon, but it has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. Does this have 3 sides? Is it a polygon? It's open, isn't it? This would be an example of a 3-sided figure that is not a polygon. Okay? All right, go to the next part. It's not, go down to step 5. Use a coin to trace a circle. If you don't have a coin, it's all right. I don't have a coin big enough, so I'm going to use this masking tape, or not, because guess what? It won't work on my smartboard. Oh, well. So I've got a circle up here. All right, do you have that on your paper too? Please draw a circle on your paper. Then it says, how many sides does a circle have? The circle tells the number, doesn't it? Does this have any sides? No, it's a big 0. 0 sides. 0, 0, 0, 0 sides. If it has no sides, it has no vertices, it has no angles, it's not a polygon, is it? None of those there. So, yeah, how many vertices and angles? 0. Is it a polygon? No, it is not. Because a polygon has to have straight sides. This does not. All right. Let's go down to communicate. Look at the data you have on your record sheet. What pattern do you notice? Oh, we talked about this yesterday. Look at your record sheet. Do you see patterns? Yeah, I do too. Whatever the number of sides is, it's the same number as vertices and angles, isn't it? That's the pattern that... All right, let's continue with question number 2 on page 309. It says, explain why squares, rectangles, and rhombuses are parallelograms. Well, let's go back to our page about parallelograms. There we go. Parallelograms. There are 3 of them. we need to explain why they're parallelograms. Let's look at the definition. A quadrilateral, what does quad mean? A quadrilateral that has opposite sides, parallel and equal. So these are opposite sides. This is a four-sided shape, opposite sides. Are they parallel? Remember, parallel means they go forever without crossing. Are they equal, the same height? Yep, same here? Yes, that's why a square is a parallelogram. Does a rectangle have opposite sides, parallel and equal? Yes, parallel and equal. How about a rhombus? Parallel? Equal? Is a trapezoid a parallelogram? Is that our next question? Number 3, are trapezoids parallelograms? Well, we marked it out. Why is it not a parallelogram? Are these two sides parallel? Are they equal? No. Are these two sides parallel? No, they're not. They're opposite, aren't they? They are equal, but in order for it to be a parallelogram, it has to have both parts correct. All right, let's look down at question 4. We're not going to write in this book. Remember, we don't write in the hardcover book. Is each figure a polygon? Look at number 4. Help me out here. You can just answer out loud. Do you think number 4 is a polygon? Did you say yes? It is. What kind of shape is that? It's a rectangle. A polygon is a closed, flat figure with straight sides. It is. Look at number 5. Is that a polygon? No. It's open, isn't it? So it is not. Look at number 6. What do you think? It is. It's closed, it's flat, and it has straight sides. They're not equal, but that doesn't matter when we're talking about polygons. Number 7? No way. It is not, is it? How about 8? What did you think? Is it closed? Is it flat? Does it have straight sides? No, so it is not. Number 9? Yes, it is. How about 10? No. I've noticed that on these open figures here, the ones that are not closed, they can't put color inside because there's nothing to keep it in. Number 11, is that a polygon? Why, yes, it is. Good thinking. All right. So what I want us to do now is I want you to take out your workbook page. So you are going to be on page 113, workbook page. It says polygons and circles. Would you please take this paper out, pause the video if you need to, and then we'll come right back. All right, third graders, polygons and circles. At the top of the page, it says polygons. A polygon is any closed flat figure with straight sides. We've said that a lot, haven't we? A circle has 0 sides and 0 vertices. So on this, I want you to write the number of sides and vertices for each of these shapes. I would like you to do this without looking at your record sheet. Then when you are done, you can go back and see what the polygons say. Some of these are not going to have any sides or any vertices. 9 through 12, is each figure a polygon? Write yes or no. And then on 13 and 14, they want you to draw them. Number 13 says, draw a polygon with 4 sides. I think you have a few to choose from. Draw a polygon with 6 vertices. Remember, vertices are corners. I want you to do that. And then ask another question down here. So once you finish this page, you are done for today. See you tomorrow.